Hello everyone, welcome back to the workshop. So today we're going to talk about my exhaust hood. This video has been a long time in the making. I'm still not sure if I've got all the information down that I would love to take and put out there, but I'm glad you're here with me regardless of that. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my forge hood, what I like about it, what I dislike about it, and then you guys can make up on your own mindset on whether you would like to take and build something like this and if it'll work for you. So the subject of forge hoods, this is a natural draft. It's meant to take and pull out the draft naturally versus mechanically. Now there's mechanical draft hoods, and that's kind of like what you see in like grease hoods in restaurants, fart fan vents, or bathroom air vents, for those that are a little more genteel. Those type things, they have a mechanical fan in them and they actually pull the air out of the room, and therefore they need to have makeup air supplied. Same thing here with the natural draft. You need to take and have a fairly open or air-centric workshop, so you do need air to be able to come in through some sort of opening. That means you can't have a sealed room for this to work. You'll end up smoking yourself out in carbon monoxide and a whole bunch of things like that. We don't want that. So you want intake air, and you want that to be about double, if not quadruple, the amount of air that's exiting the building. So it has to be at least double the amount of air. And there's a lot of charts out there online that you can find to factor in the cubic feet of air that's in any enclosed space, and be able to take and actually calculate that to your room size and stuff like that. And that'll tell you how much air or makeup air that you'll have to bring in, and you can calculate how much this is going out. Like I said, I don't have those math, don't want to get into the boring charts and things like that on this channel, but they're free source. You can find them anywhere, just Google it. So with this particular hood, the way that I designed it was the way that I was told to take and design a hood. Whether it's correct or right or wrong, this is the way it is. So here we go. So this here is a 10-inch. This is a 10-inch vent pipe. This is single wall. It is a galvanized elbow. That doesn't make much difference, as it does not get hot enough in order to off gas or fume. If you're going to have something like that going to happen, you may need to go to double wall or stainless double wall vent pipe, okay, in this application. This doesn't ever get hot enough to actually off gas the zinc that is making up the galvanization there and get galvanization poisoning. The rest of the body is just made out of plain old steel, because it does take quite a bit of heat, and especially down here. But this is a 10-inch pipe. It runs up approximately 10 feet. Now, I've talked about it before. It needs to extend above your roof line. If you're in a low-lying area, it needs to go up at least another 4 feet, or it needs to get up above the tallest whatever. So if you've got a bunch of buildings around you and your smokestacks here, you're not going to get the draft you need. You need to come up above by at least 2 feet of any certain structure there to ensure that you get a good draft across that natural draft hood. Also, if you're in between buildings, they may not want smoke anyhow, so this may be completely irrelevant. But the square inch, if you take the square inches of this 10-inch round pipe, that's exactly what the opening into this should be. Okay? This should be squared of what this is. So 10 inches, this should be 10 inches, if you will. This here, however, the hood itself should be, again, 2 to 4 times larger in area, with a smoke shelf. The smoke shelf allows the smoke to go up and stay up in here and not come back down and backdraft out. And that's what's up in here roughly. So you can see how it bevels back down. There's a smoke shelf up in here. It makes it not easy for that smoke to roll back out and down, okay, once it fills this cavity. It only has one way to go. That's out. That's the easiest way out. So there's the basics of this vent hood. It works pretty good. I'm at a lower lying area with my shop, and I don't have it extended high enough. I used to have it extended up about 8 feet above my roof line to get it up above the trees that I got from the west, where we get most of our weather. Problem with that is we had a big high wind come through and it ripped all my tie straps and ripped the top off of my vent pipe outside. So I ended up having to take, and I was buying it with materials, I didn't have the money at the time, so I made it a lot shorter. So it's only sticking up about 2 feet above the roof line, and that is not enough to take and ensure proper draft that I need for it around here. So it does allow a lot of smoke back up in the shop. That brings me to what I dislike about these hoods. What I like about the hoods, I'll just say that real quick, is that it requires no electrical power. You can smith any time in it. If it's pulling draft good, it's a good hood. It's a great way of doing it. It pulls it off the side. It's a good thing to do. What I dislike about it is the fact that it is subjective to the draft that it's able to pull, and that since it sits at the side of my forge, this pretty much locks my forge into a corner. I'm on the side wall here. It's non-flammable. It's all steel, but it locks my forge right here into this corner, and I've got to keep the center of this fire pot as close to this opening as I can. I dislike that for a lot of reasons. So what's Roy's ideal forge hood setup? My ideal forge hood setup, and I would suggest to you, if you can do it, would be an over-the-head hood. And that to be power vented or to be a mechanically drafted hood. Reason for this being is this allows you to get free area space all the way around your forge. Yes, it's going to have flame. Yes, it's going to have smoke that looks like it just billows up into nowhere land. But what happens is that hood that's above it will suck all that up and out of the shop and make sure it goes out of the shop and not in your lungs. There are certain days, like low pressure days, things like that, or high pressure days, if you will, that happen, and I can't get this thing to draft work, nothing, and it just practically, smokes out the shop. And that's just not good to breathe in on a daily basis, and as I do this on the daily, that matters. So those are my suggestions. If you got the room and the shop space and you can design it properly, do an exhaust hood from above, way where it's way out of your way. Don't have to worry about it. Let the smoke travel up and get sucked out of the building that way for ventilation. Make sure you have makeup air coming in or louvered grills or something like that that you can pull in air into the shop. That's important. And then, that's my suggestion. If you do choose to build something like this, make sure that it stays away from all flammable materials. This does get hot. Make sure that you relocate anything that's galvanized further enough away from the flame that it does not get hot enough to release the gases, the poisonous gases of the galvanized burning off. Make sure that that's further enough away. Also, if it gets that hot, this pipe's not going to last very long. So you want to make sure that it's located further enough away. And then lastly, last but not least, if you're going to do this setup, make sure that the vent is properly vented. If you don't know how to take and do these things, talk to somebody at your local heating and air conditioning, dealer or something like that, and talk to them about what you're doing, and they should be able to take and help you with that. They might even install it if you have enough money for that, but a lot of times they'll just give you the information for free and help you out and say, yeah, I wouldn't do that, you're probably gonna die, don't do that. And then you're like, oh, okay, thanks for helping me out, right? So just some quick thoughts on that. That's what I know about my hood. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you have more questions, put them in the comment section down below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please consider doing so. Hit that subscribe button and the little bell for notifications. That's a pretty common thing to ask on YouTube. And if you like this style of content and all the forging videos that I have on my channel, it may be worth your effort. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Like I always say, God bless you, and we will catch you on the next one.